Yesterday, we practiced writing a sentence using a sentence starter to help us write a complete thought, a complete sentence. Now, I think you're ready to write a whole sentence by yourself that is complete. So, for today's lesson, we are going to write sentences using a subject and a predicate. Now, subject is a fancy word for saying who or what it's about, almost like a noun, a person, place, or thing. The predicate tells us about the subject. So an example of this is that I wouldn't have a sentence that just says Mrs. Lodato, because the sentence doesn't tell anything about me or what I'm doing. So I can say Mrs. Lodato has on black and white earrings. So that is my complete sentence and my complete thought. So let's put that into action and let's look at one of my examples. Now here in blue, I have a complete sentence that describes my picture. A dog digs a hole. That is a complete sentence because it has a subject and a predicate. So the subject is the dog. That whole sentence is about the dog. Now underneath it in red, I wrote about the dog. I didn't just say a dog. I said digs a hole. So when I put it together, a dog digs a hole, it tells me what it's about and who or what it's doing. So I am talking about a dog and he digs a hole. Now I took the sentence and I chopped it up so you could really see. So my part in blue in that first little rectangle is what the sentence is about. The second part of the sentence in green in that rectangle is describing the subject. So a dog digs a hole. So I want to give you some examples of complete sentences or not so much. So let's look at these. So now I have some pictures and I want to know if it's a complete sentence. So let's look at that first one of the little boy in the green shirt, blue pants, and orange hair. It says, the boy eats. Does that have a subject? Yes, it has a subject. The boy. Does it explain about the boy? Yes, it says eats. Now I know that's super short, but is that a complete sentence? Yes, because it's saying who it's about and it explains what the boy is doing. Now I know it's super short and in first grade we can make juicier sentences, but that's just an example. Now look at this guy fishing over here. It's Jim. Is that a complete sentence? No. It tells us who it's about, but it tells us nothing about Jim. Now let's look at this red hoodie. It says, is red. Does that sentence have a subject or a noun? It doesn't have it written, so this cannot be a complete sentence. Now if I wrote, the hoodie is red, it would be a complete sentence. What about this? Fish swim. Does it have a subject? Yes, it has a subject. It's fish. Does it tell us about the fish? It does. It says that they swim. So this is a complete sentence. Again, even though it's super short. All right, friends. So I am going to model for you how to write a complete sentence. Then I'm going to send you on your way to write your own sentence. So here's my illustration. There is a child in a bed. It looks like there's a teddy bear, and it looks like the child is sleeping. So the subject, who or what the sentence is about. Well, looking at this picture, I want to say the subject is probably this little girl. So the beginning part of my sentence is going to be the girl. Now, is that a complete sentence? No. I need to tell you about the girl. And if I look at that picture, it looks like she's sleeping. So I'm going to write, I can write the girl is sleeping. But because I want to make my sentence super juicy, I'm going to write that she's sleeping and where she's sleeping. So I wrote, the girl is sleeping in her bed. I wanted a nice juicy sentence that has the parts it needed. So my sentence, if I put it together, I just put those boxes around it to help your brain, has everything a good sentence should have. A sentence should have a capital letter. It should make sense, right? I didn't say the girl's flying because she's not flying in that picture. I have punctuation at the end, and I also have finger spaces. So just to show you up close, I put my capital letter in green. My punctuation, oh, my box got moved. It's supposed to be over here. Oh, man. So that is over next to the period or the punctuation. And I have finger spaces in between my words, and it makes sense. So we need to make sure that we have those things. So today, you are going to use your writing journal again, and you are going to turn to the page that looks a little bit like this. So it has a school bus on it, and then it has a child watering a flower. On the bottom, it does say 11. 11. So, whoop, looks just like that. See, I have the same paper. So on your paper, you are going to write 2 complete sentences about the picture next to it. Now, as much as I love candy, we're not going to see any sentences about candy because they have to match the picture. When you write your sentence, please make sure it has a capital or uppercase letter at the beginning, finger spaces, punctuation, it makes sense. And remember, in first grade, we want you to stretch out your words as best as you can. Then when your teacher sees it, we know what your brain knows and not what someone else's brain knows. So go ahead and get your writing journal and complete page 11. Good luck, writers!